Hi there, Dr. Sandhu here from Bedford Chiropractic Clinic. In this video, what I want to do with you is I want to share sort of 5 things that people do wrong, but also help you to understand how you can perhaps help yourself by correcting them. The first thing that I want to address is posture. Now, when we stand, the majority of people will stand like that. And that's not a good way to stand, because when you stand like that, what you actually do is you actually put an incredible amount of stress in your neck, because when we stand normally, we are actually creating a good natural curve of our neck, and that's important. Very, very important. Now, why is that important? Because when we have a posture like this, our head will weigh what it will weigh. In this example, 10 pounds. In this example, just 15 degrees forwards, 27 pounds, 40 pounds, 49 pounds, 60 pounds. And this is where most people live, because they're on their phones, they're on their laptops, and that will definitely, over a period of time, create arthritis in their necks. So the first thing that we want to correct that people do wrong is how you stand. Now, the way you stand, right, is not like this, to attention, because that's not going to help and you're not going to be able to keep it going. The way that we stand is what we do, right, is we take our head and we try and touch the ceiling with it. So we do this. We extend our neck and look up. We keep our chin and our nose level. We do not stick our nose up in the air. We keep our chin and nose level, but we stand taller so that our top of our head is touching the ceiling. And then what we also do is we open up our hands so our shoulders are rolling backwards. And this is important as well now, is that when you are standing like this, try to keep your thumbs slightly out. Because what it does, it opens this muscle up even more and creates an incredible amount of relaxation sort of in your upper body in here, which then takes an incredible amount of stress out of your neck and your shoulders. And this is one of the first things that I teach all my patients, because the majority of people will stand like that. So that's the first thing that people do wrong. Now, secondly, when you sit, you are going to create an incredible amount of stress sort of in this joints in here. In fact, 3,000% more stress now is being felt by these joints, muscles and ligaments here. So one of the things that we want to do is reduce that. We are never going to be able to take it away completely. So something simple like that, right, will absolutely help you. So when you sit, don't slouch. Always try to support your back, because by using something like that, you are actually supporting the back. It encourages your head to come back, so your neck is also now maintaining a natural curve, and it's very, very comfortable. You can buy this sort of online. I think we've got this from Amazon, and they're about 10 to 12 pounds. So highly, highly encourage you to sort of have a look at that. Now, the second thing that people do wrong is people don't stretch. Right? We don't do enough stretching. We're so focused on going to the gym and doing all the hard stuff, doing all the weights and all of that, because obviously we want to look in the mirror and we want to see our muscles and we want to see the six-pack. But the problem with doing that is when you look at a lot of people who go to the gym, what do they look like? Especially people who are really dedicated, right? And that's not going to be helpful to them at all. So going to the gym is not a bad thing, but once you've gone to the gym and you've spent that 45 minutes, an hour in the gym, the rest of the day, if you're doing this, is that really helping you? And I would say, no, it isn't. So one of the things that people do wrong is they go to the gym, right? They do all the heavy stuff, but then they don't do anything else. So what I encourage all my patients to do is that throughout the day is lots of mini stretches, the consciousness of your posture. And one of the most important muscles that you really want to stretch is this muscle here called the psoas muscle. It is the largest muscle in your abdomen. So if you imagine this is the last rib here, and this is your lumbar spine. So it's this muscle that runs from here all the way down to your hip here, from here. And can you see how it attaches into the disc? So it's going to be giving you this pull in here if you don't stretch it. And it is so easy to stretch. And sitting is definitely an aggravating factor for it. And one of the biggest sort of complaints that I see is low back pain after a deadlift, when a person has tried to lift a weight off the ground. And because this muscle is tight, it has basically done that and created a strain in here. So it's so easy to sort of stretch it though. But again, it has to be done multiple times. Don't just do it the once a day, because that muscle you're going to use all day long, and it's important to keep stretching it. And this is the stretch. This is on my video on my website, bedford-chiropractor.co.uk. It's a 30-second stretch, and I really, really encourage you to watch the video and to have a go. And on the video, what you'll also find is you'll find a lot of other exercises that would also be useful as well. The next thing that people do wrong is they don't look after their feet. Now, feet are really, really important, right? Now, this is what is considered a normal foot, and this is what's known as a pronated or flat foot. Now, the foot has incredible number of sort of bones in it. It has 26 bones, 33 joints, 107 ligaments, 19 tendons, and 20 muscles in each foot. And it has been shown categorically that when you move your foot, every bone in your body moves. And if you have a look in here, you can see how sort of the ankle bone will roll in because the foot is flat, but the knee is affected, the hip is affected, the back is affected, as is the neck. And Professor Rothbard, a foot specialist, actually found that when he took an x-ray of a man, woman sitting, standing, and they moved their foot, every time they moved their foot, the bones in the neck moved at the same time. So the feet are basically your foundations, and it is so, so important to look after them, right? To massage them, to sort of exercise them. But regrettably, the majority of us are going to be pronated, because by the age of 16, right, the foot will be skeletal. It'll have gone from cartilage to bone, and you're going to be stuck with a flat foot. So every time you walk, what you're going to be doing is you are going to be creating sort of problems in your ankles, in your knees, right, in your hips, and so on, right the way up into your neck. So one of the things that you really want to consider doing is giving that foot that extra support that it needs, because you're not going to be able to do it manually. So something like that, an arch support, and this particular one is called Superfeet. It's the one that I recommend, and I really encourage you to check them out. And that is going to give you then so like the underpinning, because this is your foundation, and these are sport version. The brown version is for everyday wear, and that will sort of give your foot the support that it needs for you to be able to sort of be able to walk properly without creating all that stress in your body that sort of runs up. So I really, really encourage you to sort of get that looked at. And in fact, that is where I start with all my patients, is I check their foundation first to sort of work out exactly what is causing sort of perhaps their knee pain or their hip pain or back pain or neck pain, because I look at the whole body, I don't look at bits of you. So really important to get your foot looked at and to make sure that is supported well. Okay, now the next thing that people do is, what people will do is they are so focused on sort of these muscles in here at the front that they ignore these amazing, incredible muscles at the back. Now, as I said to you earlier, right, posture is really important. So we don't want to posture like this. We want sort of this posture here. Now, for this to happen, sort of, and to stay here, right, what we need to do is we need to work on these muscles in the back. Yes, it's important to have a look in the mirror and make sure that you've got a good sort of chest and you've got sort of a six-pack. But if these muscles in the back are weak, then you're not going to be healthy. You're going to have struggle with probably neck pain, shoulder pain, and back pain as well. So when you are training, you want to be training muscles in the back, right? Don't just focus on muscles at the front. because the back muscles are actually sort of even more important than the back. So in the gym, focus on what's known as the posterior chain. And if you sort of go to YouTube, you will find lots and lots of videos where you'll be able to sort of pick up sort of tips of how to sort of exercise those muscles. I really encourage you to have a look at that. Now, the other thing that people sort of do wrong is they will go to the garden and they'll just start sort of digging and actually sort of doing what they need to do, especially this time of the year, without doing any kind of warm-up, without any kind of sort of stretching. And as I've already said to you, this muscle here is such a critical muscle because it attaches into the back. So if you get up off your sofa and go and sort of start to sort of gardening, then all you're going to do is you're going to take a very tight muscle here. Now you're going to try to use it and you're going to create sort of stress and strain in there. So it is so important to make sure that you basically stretch. And again, those stretches are all available on my video on my website, bedford-chiropractor.co.uk. I really encourage you to sort of have a look at that. Now, last thing is what people tend to do is people tend to sort of keep their stomach sucked in, because obviously we all want to look slim, and that is not always a good thing to do, because what you're actually doing is you're actually sort of not strengthening your core, you're actually weakening your core by doing that. Because like a balloon is strongest not when it's flat, a balloon is strongest when it's blown out. So if you are going to lift something up, then don't suck your stomach in and try and lift something up. What you want to do is you want to blow the balloon out. So take a breath and blow it out. If you look at sort of Eastern martial artists, especially real sort of masters of martial artists, you'll find that they're very sort of quite tight here, but their stomach is slightly distended. It's not because they haven't got a six-pack, because we all have six-packs underneath there. But what they're doing is they're keeping sort of this area here very strong. And they also have something called loose knees as well, because another thing that people do wrong, right, is they tend to sort of keep their knees locked up when they're standing. So it encourages you to want to fall forwards. Whereas if you keep what are known as loose knees, sort of bent knees, and slightly sort of fluid, right, then you're going to reduce the stress on the knee, but you're keeping it nice and loose. You're keeping it nice and loose. And that's a good thing to do, right, because now, right, this is me with my knees locked out and straight, right, and this is me with my knees bent and soft. And you can see sort of immediately how it sort of just helps me to stand up straighter. So again, loose knees. Don't suck your stomach in. Keep your knees loose and your posture will automatically want to improve. So there we go. Those are the sort of 5 things that people do wrong. I hope that you found that useful, and I really hope that you will check out the website, bedford-chiropractor.co.uk, for those free exercise videos. Do have a look at those as well. And obviously, if you need some personal advice or information, do give Bedford Chiropractic Clinic a call, and I will always call you back if you just leave a message with my receptionist. And I wish you all the best. Do check out some other videos. I have got some really useful, interesting videos for you, and do make use of them. I create them to help you. So I look forward to seeing you soon. God bless. Bye for now. Hi, Dr. Sandhu here from Bedford Chiropractic Clinic. Thank you so much for watching the video right to the end. I really hope you found it useful and interesting. And if you want more of them, I am going to be putting them out regularly from now on. So why don't you just subscribe down there, click on the subscribe button, click on the bell icon as well, and then you will get notified every time I release a new video. It is my absolute mission here to give as much chiropractic good information to you, and also health information. So don't miss out, and give us a thumbs up if you like it.